Good morning, children.
Good morning. Good morning, ma'am.
No energy. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
We completed epidermis in the previous class. And I told you, epidermis is covered by a waxy layer. Anybody is remembering the name of that waxy layer? Cuticle. What is it made of?
Cutin.
Cutin. So you have revised last day's portions. Okay, let's proceed. And today we are going to learn about stomata. Have you heard about stomata?
Yes, ma'am.
What is stomata? What are stomata?
Ma'am, the pores,
Tiny
the
pores
leaves.
present.
One
on
at
the
a
leaf.
time. One at a time. Who will say? Shivanya?
Ma'am, they are the tiny pores present on the leaf surface, which enable
What
them.
function?
Ma'am, it enables them to take gases.
Helps in the it helps in the exchange of gases. So let us learn first about stomata. Let's begin with stomata.
Ma'am, Prarthana is in the waiting.
Okay, okay. The minute pores present on the leaf epidermis. You can see a microscopic view of stomata in the picture given there. You can see small openings scattered on the leaf epidermis. These are minute pores. Cannot be seen with naked eyes, but when you observe the leaf epidermis under a microscope, you can see these openings. These are minute pores present on the epidermis of the leaf, and you call them as stomata. Stoma is singular, stomata plural. Several stomata, single stoma. Stomata are enclosed by two kidney-shaped cells. So these openings are guarded by two kidney-shaped cells, and you call them as guard cells. Okay, you can see in the picture clearly. On either side, that opening is known as, that pore is known as stoma or stomata. I told you stoma means a single opening. Stomata, several such openings you call as stomata. And on either side, you can see a bead-shaped or kidney-shaped structures. See these structures. These are known as guard cells. They got the name guard cells because they guard or regulate the opening and closing of stomata. In the first figure, you can see the stoma is opened. In the second figure, it is closed. So depending upon the presence of water, when there is sufficient water, the stoma will open, and when the water is less, they'll remain closed. So guard cells control the opening and closing of stomata. And they are necessary for the exchange of gases. As Shivanya already told, they help in the exchange of gases. Which are the gases that need to be exchanged?
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. Anything else? Water vapor. Water vapor also. Okay. Once again, I'll repeat the points. The minute pores present on the epidermis of the leaf, you call it as stomata. And these are enclosed by, each stoma is enclosed by two kidney-shaped cells, and you call them as guard cells. And these guard cells regulate the opening and closing of stomata. And what is its function? They help in the exchange of gases like carbon dioxide, oxygen, water vapor, etc. Carbon dioxide should enter in for photosynthesis, and oxygen should enter for carrying out respiration. And the byproduct of photosynthesis, oxygen should be released out. So for the exchange of moving in and out of these gases, these openings are very important. Now, transpiration. Have you heard about transpiration, children? Transpiration is also taking place through these stomata. I already told you it helps in the exchange of gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and even water vapor. It is the loss. Transpiration is the loss of water in the form of water vapor from the surface of leaves through stomata. If you want, you can add that to through stomata. Once again, I will repeat. Transpiration is the loss of water in the form of water vapor from the surface of leaves through stomata. That is known as transpiration. When the sun is shining brightly or when the temperature outside is high, transpiration will be more. And when the temperature is low, transpiration will be less. Same as in our case. Children, when do you sweat more? When it is hot or cold? Hot. When it is hot. Okay, water vapor will be getting evaporated from your body, or water will escape, or you will start sweating. So same is the case here. The plants are transpiring, just like sweating in human beings, they also transpire. And transpiration depends upon the external temperature. When it is high temperature outside, transpiration rate will be more. And when the temperature is low, transpiration will be less. So what is transpiration? It's a loss of water in the form of water vapor from the surface of leaves through stomata. And let's see what are the uses of transpiration. What are the functions of transpiration? It helps in the conduction. If you're finding it difficult to use this word, you can write transportation. It will help in the transportation of water and minerals to different parts of the plant. And it also regulates the temperature. Just like children, when we sweat, we feel cool. Am I right? Sweating is a body mechanism. When you sweat, it is our body's mechanism to keep you cool. That is why we are sweating. Upon sweating, you feel very cool. Same way, when the plants transpire, their temperature also will get lowered. It will cool the plant, or else you can say transpiration helps in regulating the temperature of the plant body. So two functions of transpiration. It helps in transporting water and minerals to different parts of the plant. Second function, it helps in cooling the plant, or it will help in regulating the temperature of the plant. Once again, transpiration takes place through stomata. It is the process by which water is lost in the form of water vapor from the surface of leaves through stomata. Transpiration serves two important functions. It helps in regulating the temperature of the plant, or it cools the plant. And second function, it helps in transporting water and minerals to different parts of the plant. Any doubt? You want me to repeat it? Okay. Next, we are going to learn about cork tissue. Have you heard about the term cork earlier?
Yes, ma'am. The
Where-
bark of the
last
tree.
chapter.
And what did we learn? This cork is made up of what type of cells? Living or dead cells?
Dead cells.
Dead cells. As plants grow older, as plants are growing older, the outer protective tissue, and I told you the outer surface of the plant body will be covered by epidermis, but this will undergo, or this layer undergoes changes as time passes, or as the plant gets older, the outer protective tissue undergoes certain changes. A strip of secondary meristem. Now, you have learned about meristem, but you don't know what is meant by secondary meristem. I'm not going into the details of secondary meristem. You will be learning in class 11 in detail about secondary meristem. But for the time being, you just understand that meristems are actively dividing cells. And when they lose their capacity, or when they cannot divide anymore, they will change into
permanent tissue.
Permanent tissues. But some of these permanent tissues can regain their ability to divide, and then we call them as secondary meristem. That you don't have to worry about the details of secondary meristem, because only this term is mentioned in your textbook. Details you don't have to learn. Once again, I will say what is meant by secondary meristem. So some of the permanent tissues, they'll regain their ability to divide and they form secondary meristem. And as plants grow older, the outer protective tissue, you have already learned it is epidermis. This epidermis will get replaced by secondary meristem. And cells present on the outer side will get cut off from this layer. They'll get separated. The cells which are outside, they'll get separated from this particular layer and they form several layered thick cork or bark of the tree. We have heard about bark of the tree or cork of the tree. So that is formed in this way. Several layered thick cork. Cork is multi-layered. You can even call it as the bark. Once again, I will repeat, as plants grow older, the outer protective tissue undergoes changes. And I told, when we learned about epidermis, I told you that the outermost layer of the plant is covered by epidermis. But this epidermis will be replaced by secondary meristem when the plant is growing older. As the plant grows older and older, the epidermis will be replaced by secondary meristem and they will form several layered cork for protecting the plant. Several layered cork or bark will be formed, which will be separated from the rest of the layers. And what are the features of these cork cells? Some of the features are mentioned. You can be asked to list out some features of cork tissue. First point, they are dead. These are dead cells, or they are made up of dead cells. And they are compactly arranged, means very tightly, very closely arranged. Less intercellular spaces, very tightly arranged without any intercellular space. They also have a chemical substance which is known as suberin. They also have a chemical substance which is known as suberin. And what is the role of suberin? Suberin is present in their walls and this will make them impervious to gases and water. Impervious means impermeable. Water or gases cannot move through this layer. It makes it impervious. Main purpose of this cork is to provide protection. Children, we have learned about different chemical substances like this. Lignin, suberin, cutin. Where did we learn about lignin, children? Who can tell me? Where did we learn about
sclerenchyma?
Yes, exactly. In the walls of sclerenchyma, a chemical substance is present known as lignin, which makes the walls of sclerenchyma very thick. And suberin, see, whenever you are learning some related terms, always make a comparison and learn so that there won't be any confusion. And what is suberin? Suberin is a chemical substance. Where do you find them? In the walls of cork. And what are the functions? This particular substance will make the cork cells impermeable to water and gases. And what are the features of cork cells? They are dead, very tightly arranged without any intercellular spaces, and their walls are having suberin, making it impervious to gases and water. I'll repeat again. When a plant is in the growing stage, in the early stage, the outermost surface of the plant will be covered by epidermis. But this epidermal layer will undergo changes as the plant grows older. The epidermis will be replaced by another tissue which you call as secondary meristem. And from the secondary meristem, what will be formed? Several layered cork tissue or bark will be formed, which will provide protection to the plant. And what are the features of these cork cells? They are made up of dead cells, very tightly packed because their function is protection. and to make it impervious to water and gases. So spaces should not be there. So they are very tightly packed to make it impervious, or to make without any intercellular spaces. They're very tightly packed, and apart from that, their walls are having a substance known as suberin, S-U-B-E-R-I-N, suberin, which make this particular substance makes their walls impervious to water and gases. Any doubt? Any doubt?
The last
Ma'am,
one, can
can you
explain
say the
it
meaning
again?
of impervious?
Impervious means impermeable, cannot enter. We learned about permeability, semi-permeable
Yes, ma'am.
in plasma membrane. Permeable means which will allow substances to pass through it. Impermeable means through that particular membrane, nothing can pass through. So impervious also same meaning. Water and gases cannot pass through this particular layer or these layers.
Ma'am, the last one, can you explain it again?
Yes. Cork cells, they are dead cells, very tightly arranged without any gap in between, without any space in between. And their walls are having a substance, a chemical. You call it a suberin. Why suberin is present? Because of the presence of the suberin, the cells will become impermeable or impervious to water and gases. Okay, Midhan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any doubts? Ansel, Abhinav, Mishal, Raulga, do you have any doubts?
Ma'am.
Yes? No? Okay. So quickly summarize what we learned today. What are stomata? Alina Varghese, tell me about stomata.
Minute pores present in the epidermis is called the stomata.
Are called stomata. And what are the functions? Alina, what functions they perform? Or the single function that you know? Louder.
Ma'am, I'll enjoy is in the waiting room.
Okay. Okay, Alana. Catherine.
Yes, ma'am. It is necessary for exchange and
Of?
gas.
Exchange of gases.
Gas.
One more function I told. Can anybody
It
tell
is
me
in-
what? Huh.
They
Another process
have
also
to
takes
try-
place through this.
Transpiration.
Yes.
Transpiration.
Transpiration also takes place through this. And what do you call the bean-shaped cells surrounding the stomatal poralia?
Guard cells.
Why do you call it as guard cells?
It protects the stomata.
Actually, what function they perform? It will regulate. It will regulate what? Can anybody help her? Prarthana?
Ma'am, I just joined. Now I wrote only.
Who
about
can say? Guard cells will regulate. Let it be wrong. You just say. Midhan. It will protect, but what it is doing? I told depending upon the amount of water present,
Water.
they can.
In the form water.
I'm giving you the hint. It will.
Vaporize.
Ma'am, it will open and close.
That's it. It will open and close depending upon the guard cells, or else you can say guard cells will regulate the opening and closing of the guard cells. Sorry, opening and closing of the stomatal pore is regulated by guard cells, or else guard cells regulate opening and closing of stomatal pores. And what is transpiration, Vishal? What is transpiration?
Ma'am, it is a low.
Unmute.
Ma'am, loss of water through stomata.
In the form of?
Water vapor.
Say it in a complete sentence. Mishal, I'm waiting. The laws of, don't take too much time, simple definition. Unmute first. Naima,
Yes, ma'am. Transpiration is the loss of water in the form of water vapor from in the surface of leaves through stomata.
through stomata.
Stomata.
The loss of water in the form of water vapor from the surface of leaves through stomata is known as transpiration. We learned about two functions of transpiration. Who will say? Krishnaveni, what are the functions?
Ma'am, transportation of water and minerals.
Minerals, okay. Now next function, Rudra. Second function.
It also regulates the temperature of the
Plant. It will regulate the temperature of the plant and helps in the transport of water and minerals. Prarthana, tell me these 2 points. Functions of transpiration.
Ma'am, can you repeat the points again?
Listen carefully. I'll repeat once again. It will regulate. Transpiration regulates the temperature of the plant. Second point, it will help in the transport of water and minerals to different parts of the plant. Agreed?
Yes, ma'am.
You understood?
Yes.
Okay. Say.
Ma'am, it regulates the temperature of the plants.
Good.
It helps in the transportation of water and gas.
Minerals.
Minerals.
To
ma'am, different
parts of the plant. Okay.
Plants. Okay.
Then what else we learned after that? We learned about cork cells. What are the features of cork cells that we learned? Children, it is not only when I'm marking the attendance, your video should be on, I'm noting it. And if your video is off, I'm not going to give you attendance. Where did you disappear, Mishal? You tell me the answer.
Ma'am.
Wait, Mishal?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me the features. One feature of cork cells.
It is a loss of water in the form of water.
Where are you? We traveled a little more from there. Who can tell me the answer? Adnan?
And they are dead cells.
They are dead cells. They are made up of, enough. They are made up of dead cells. And Leah, second point.
They are compactly arranged.
They are compactly arranged without
intercellular
spaces. Say once again.
They are compactly arranged without intercellular
spaces. And one more point we learned. Who will tell me that? One more point that we learned.
Ma'am, they also have chemical substances.
Dion, where are you? I need to see you.
Ma'am, I am having some network problems, so I cannot turn my camera on.
Oh, so many are without video. So many. I'm not going to mark attendance for these children. Okay, Dion, answer me.
Ma'am, they also have chemical substances called submarine in their walls that makes them impermeable.
What is the name of the chemical substance? Submarine.
Submarine.
Suberin.
Suberin. In their walls that makes them impermeable to gases and water.
Good. These 3 points, who will repeat together? Joseph?
Yes, ma'am.
Cork cells, 3 points I told. Are you noting down the points, Joseph?
Ma'am, I only wrote 2.
Then tell me those 2 points. Don't read, you tell those points. If this is the way you're going to listen, means why I should repeat all these, Joseph? How many times I'm repeating? So you should feel, no, a person is keeping on repeating. I should listen to it. Varada joined now? Then tell me the points. Varada. Listen, Joseph. I'm not going to spare you. You have to repeat. Varada, start.
And they are dead cells and compact.
They are made up of dead cells. He need to listen. He needs to listen and then repeat. So slowly. They are made up of
Dead cells.
dead cells. Okay, second point.
And they are compactly arranged.
They are compactly arranged without
Intercellular.
intercellular spaces. And one more point. Who can say the third point? Who can say the third point? Nobody? Yes.
They have a chemical called suberin in their walls, which makes them impermeable to water and gases.
Yes. So I'm repeating all the 3 points for Joseph once again. Joseph is eating something, no? You're busy eating.
No,
They are
ma'am.
made up of dead cells. They are compactly arranged without any intercellular spaces. Point number 3. Their walls have a chemical substance known as suberin, which make the walls impervious to gases and water. Now try, Joseph.
They are made up of dead cells.
Yes. How are they arranged? You didn't note it down. You didn't note it down, Joseph?
No, ma'am.
Then, very good.
They are arranged in compact.
They are arranged compactly without any intercellular spaces. Point number 3. Steve, what is point number 3?
It has a chemical called suberin in
Yes.
their walls that make
Which makes their walls
impervious to gases,
and water. Okay. Children, when you are attending the class, don't just attend the class for namesake. When you are attending, you note down all these points. Otherwise, it will be wastage of time. And you're disappointing me after explaining for a long time. If I don't get the feedback, I'll get disappointed. So please see that you make benefit out of it. Take down the notes. I want to see lecture notes you will be asked to submit, which carries marks under internal assessment. So you cannot complete the lecture notes of the whole year within a small period of time. So I have told you in the beginning itself with the date, the lecture notes should be done or written systematically. Any time, term, in a first term, you will be asked to submit it. Second term, again, you will be asked to submit. So please make a note of it. Writing lecture notes, very, very important. And when you are asked a question, if you have doubt, you can refer there. You don't come and sit as if you're going to watch a movie, like in a theater, fully relaxed, you will come and sit. No, you can be relaxed, definitely be relaxed. You don't have to be tensed in biology class, but you should concentrate on what is being discussed and you have to take down the points. Okay. Agreed, Joseph? Where are you? Thank you, children.
Thank you.
See you next class.
Thank you.
So daily lessons you have to revise. Otherwise, for the exam, you will find it difficult. Okay. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.